Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and we are continuing our study of Ecclesiastes, and we're going to be reading chapter 6, verses 1 through 9. We had a little bit of light last time we were together. We learned that God, even without factoring in eternity, has given us blessings in our lives, and our lot is to enjoy those blessings for what they are and to find satisfaction in the life that we have as we find it. In chapter 6, he's going to explain why that's going to be a rarity. And some of it has to do with circumstance, and some of it has to do with us and the way we are in a sinful world. As I said, we had a little bit of light, but we're going to get a lot more darkness before we get some more light to shine through. And again, something I said early on before I get to reading, just enjoy, just take his advice. Enjoy the blessings that we have as we have them, and just enjoy the beauty of the language. It is a melancholy beauty, and a darkness is in it, but it is nonetheless beautiful. No one writes with the just the beautiful words, thoughts, not thoughts, but beautiful words and metaphors and images, and as vividly as he does, as just clearly as he does. So, you know, there is that to enjoy, even as we walk with him through the darkness. There is an evil that I have seen under the sun, and it lies heavy on humanity. A man to whom God gives wealth, possessions, and honor, so that he lacks nothing of all that he desires. Yet God does not give him power to enjoy them, but a stranger enjoys them. This is vanity. It is a grievous evil, sickening evil. If a man fathers 100 children and lives many lives, so that the days of his years are many, but his soul is not satisfied with life's good things, and he also has no burial, I say that a stillborn child is better off than he. For it comes in vanity and goes in darkness, and in darkness its name is covered. Moreover, it has not seen the sun or known anything yet. It finds rest rather than he. Even though you should live 1,000 years twice over, yet to enjoy no good, do not all go to live in one place. All the toil of man is for his mouth, yet his appetite is never satisfied. For what advantage has the wise man over the fool? And what does the poor man have who knows how to conduct himself before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering of the appetite. This also is vanity and a striving for wind, after wind. So he's explaining the way we are, and the way we are in a sinful world. And it seems like at the beginning, he's talking about, you know, the reason that enjoying the blessings that we have is unlikely are really two. One is that we are flawed, and you know, we don't even do the things that will benefit us. We live by our impulses and our appetites, not as thinking people, not as thinking beings, but as people who are only toiling for what we can put in our mouth. It's so vivid the way he says that in verse 7. The other is circumstance. And he's going to talk about this later on, but in a positive light. In chapter 9, the race is not to the swift. You know, the battle is not to the strong. Bread is not to men of wisdom, but time and chance happen to them all. And in that passage, there is a glimmer of hope that people who have advantages are not going to get to use those advantages to dominate other people. But here, circumstance, it almost, and he calls all this a grievous, a sickening evil. He's sickened by this, by these truths. And it seems like he's blaming God. God does not give him power to enjoy them, but a stranger enjoys them. We have to remember that we live in a sinful, broken world. This would not be true in Eden. This is true because the world in which we have made, a world which is broken because we broke it, a world which continues to contain increasing amounts of injustice, violence, selfishness, and all those other vices because we fill it up with those things. And so there is circumstance. Even when you have these gifts, circumstance may not permit you to enjoy what you have been given, the way he encourages us to do at the end of chapter 5. But even beyond that, we don't even care. We look at the blessings that we have, we don't see that they're blessings. Or we see that they are blessings, but they're not the blessings that we want. We don't enjoy them. We will not do the little things we could do to find some light and satisfaction in a sinful world, because we live for our mouths, for what we can put in our mouth. That's all that concerns us. And he's not wrong. It's not the whole truth, but it's true more often than we would like to admit to ourselves. And that's where he leaves us. That's why it's better. If this is the way it's going to be, it's better to not have been, which is what he says. It's just nothing. It's just striving after the wind. We're going to pick up with verse 10 next time. The wording is going to be a little difficult for us, but I think if we'll just take a moment to listen, we'll understand what he's trying to say to us. Chapter 6, verse 10 next time. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word.